after touring that, one's going on tour, all these hundreds of thousands of fans, and then that night, man, going back to the estate to go to bed. As much as people think you made it because you're popular, we ain't made it in that sense because we're still still being in that environment to show people I ain't left you. But that's toxic because it's like, those people are the ones that need to be pushing you out of the environment. Like, brother, I don't know why you're still here.
I want to say good afternoon to Skengdo and AM. How's it going, my brothers?
Good. You know the vibes. Yeah, ready. You get me,
my bro?
I'm there, man. I'm there still, man. Hey, this is gonna sound random, bro. Like, bro, what's the fit you got on though? Still, I think it looks kind of wavy still.
Gabos London.
Is that what?
Big them up. Yeah,
that the game ain't based on sympathy.
Yeah, based on sympathy. Still, big them up on the tracksuit, the hat. You know, shout outs. You know.
Same, yeah. We're from the same. Grew up in the same estate, innit? Yeah. So, No, same estate. So just from kids, innit, playing outside, backing each other. We had bare people in the estate, around about the same age group. So, yeah, we've always just known each other. Can't remember the exact date or anything like that. Don't even remember the year, but it's just one of those ones like you just know the kids in the area. So, yeah, same age group. So most of the activities we'll be doing will be like the same for going youth club or something. So, yeah, that's kind of how it went.
Did you guys go same school?
No, never. Not primary, secondary, not college, nothing.
So it's literally just the estate that.
Yeah, literally.
And then for you, like growing up, what was it like for you, like?
I would say like just a typical growing up in an estate. You get me, bro? Like you got community. Feel me? It weren't nothing too serious. Like stuff was going on around the area, but growing up, I wasn't involved in none of that. Like I was not oblivious to it, but I just weren't involved. You get me? Grew up with when we were growing up, there was probably like 30 of us, bro. Like on the estate, bro. Yeah, all same age, around that age group. Like 30 to 40 of us. Feel me? So yeah, like I said, it was just a community, bro. Like everyone was just stepping out, rolling with each other. I'm from the era of the last wave of knocking on a man's door, like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you come, is so and so allowed to come outside today? You know so yeah, that was just how it was for me growing up, literally.
So both of you, like, I guess it sounds cliche because everyone has their own stories, yeah. And like we was talking off camera, I was sharing a bit of mine. What brings the harsher realities of the streets? Like, when does it become like, oh, like, it ain't just like playing out, it's like there's other things going on and maybe, not we're getting tied into it, but it's not now art and like, because it feels like it's a bit of a cycle, innit? Like when people from the estate, like I said to you guys, I never lived on an estate, but like it seems like most people on an estate, it's like, bro, it's just product of the environment. Do you know as and when it kind of like changed for you guys? Was it age or?
I feel like we was accustomed to it from a young age because as kids, like you're inquisitive, curious, so whatever's going on, you just take it for what it is. So if we're growing up 5, 6 years old, seeing people getting stabbed or seeing crime, seeing drugs being sold and that, it's not that new, not new, sorry, it's not that surprising. If you came from an area where that didn't happen, and then you go into an area where it happens, it would be like, what's this? But because you've grown up on it, it's just like, oh yeah, that and that's happening, and that, oh, did you hear what happened the other day? So we've grown up knowing what's these things that go on, and then it becomes normalized. Especially like as kids are very impressionable kids. So it became normalized, I guess. So it wasn't as scary or as dark as everyone else sees it. It's just another thing. So I think that contributes to being a quote unquote product of your environment, because your reality and what you think real life is completely different to what others think. And until you get out of that environment, you don't understand this isn't normal. I shouldn't think that's okay, or things like that. So I think it all started from a young age, being able to see certain things that maybe you shouldn't have at that age. Yeah.
I'll scale back, bro, because when do you realize it isn't normal though? Like you say, when you kind of go out, is it like when you go college, or is it like you just some of the things that other people, or you may say something to somebody, maybe like, what, that happened?
I'll be honest, yeah, and I feel like people realize at different times, but for me, I think it was more so in my adult life. like actually,
Took that long.
yeah, because I'm going abroad and I'm not having to look over my shoulder or certain habits that I'm in. I realize it's weird. Why am I doing this? Like, yeah, I feel like as an adult, like, or even just like a teenager or whatever. No, I'm not even going to say that, because in my teen years, I still thought certain behaviors were normal. When I knocked into my 20s and I started going on trips myself and leaving the environment that I grew up in, I started to realize, yeah, this ain't normal. The kind of PTSD, the being over observant, sitting in a shop and having to face the door, just things like that. Normal people don't live life like that. But we just think it's comes like you don't even penny it.
It's just gone. Like,
yeah, you don't penny it. You're
vanishes.
trapped in your mind.
Same for you, Skengdo. How's it?
Yeah, it was the same for me, bro. Like, I didn't really start deep in it until I left the area, and not leaving like the area and going North London or something like that. Talking the country, like going seeing different sides of people's how they living, and you know what I mean, though. Like, and bro, it only took a couple of trips for me personally. And I was like, yeah, I noticed a big difference. Cause I love going abroad, bro, just to do little things like walk and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Cause at the end of the day, I can't really do that on the ends now. Like, do you know what I mean? Like walking around, it's not really a thing. So when we do get that little bit of freedom that's when I realized like, yo, there's real trauma behind it. And yeah, so what year would that have been? Like what? 2018?
Yeah, 2018 was a big year of like going into different environments, going to America.
2018.
I went AF that year as well. Obviously, I go AF frequently, but I guess I've always had it in the back of my head when I go back home. But everything's different, not just the streets. Everything's different. So I've not noticed my behavior changing like as a problem, because everything's changing. It's a whole different environment. I'm there as a kid, just having fun, playing around. I went there when I was at 12, so there wasn't street stuff going on. But also at the age of 12, people getting killed and things like that, it's not surprising because it happens in the area. You hear all the stories, and obviously a couple of years later, it happens to you. You lose your friends and stuff like that. And it becomes, you understand that's a part of life, but it's not natural causes. It's because of conflict. And then when you see the news talk about it, or someone from another area talk about it, and it's so, oh my days, that this and that happened, you're thinking, what do you mean? Like you don't have the same compassion as they would, because you think, yeah, it's just another one bites the dust kind of vibe. Getting out of that environment and understanding people don't look at things that way. Some people may have had a sheltered upbringing, and they've never experienced things like this. Of course, they're going to see it as something mad, and then that's when you're thinking, so who's really, is it meant to be normalized or not? And you start to realize the world is bigger than the ends. A lot of people are trapped in, because the ends is an ecosystem, it's an environment. It's a lot of people can be trapped in that, and they make money, they provide, they can go about and do their ones and twos, and all they understand is that system. Step out of that, like when me and bro was in Dubai in November and we're chilling on the marina, and we're like, do you think anyone here gives a toss about what's happening in their state right now? Like if I walked up to someone and said, hey, I'm the baddest man on my block in Brixton, you know, they're gonna be like, but if I walked up to them and said, I just made $1 million 5 minutes ago, you know, from doing X, Y, Z. Oh, now they want to have a conversation. So there's something that everyone understands. Yeah. Money. Yeah. They might not understand the streets, badness, but they're going to understand money. So what do you want to invest your time in?
I was thinking like, when you go from places where it's more relaxed, yeah, and then you come back into the ends, it's like automatically, it's like you feel, it's like, all right, cool.
That feeling is one of the maddest feelings, bro.
Here we go again, you know.
But at the same time, man takes that and it's motivating, bro. Feel me? Like, what? When was it? 21. Year 21. No, 2020. Go on the bike, come back.
Yeah,
The motivation was real, bro. Like, it's
That was
like,
a crazy
yo,
one.
man, gotta get straight to the bag. Like, obviously, I went away for a little bit after that. But man, where my mind was at in terms of what needs to get done, bro. I love going abroad for that reason and coming back to the money. You feel me? Like I've come back with a whole new energy for the game, bro. Like, yo, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do? How am I gonna pattern that car? Sometimes being over here all the time, like you can forget. I wouldn't even say forget the goal, bro. But it's just you lose that. You're not really on your game, bro. You feel me? You go away, you see how guys are living abroad and that. You're like, brother, I'm not doing nothing on the ends really, or in the UK. Like I'm not really pushing myself to the full level that I can. You feel me? And that's what I get from going abroad. I get a sense of, yo, I need to up my game.
Another thing, and this is not to speak bad about where all of us come from, but you know when you guys leave, you thinking, wait, hold on, there's something else different. But you come back, there's other people who may not be able to leave. And then it's almost like, I actually can't get you to get onto my kind of thinking, because that cycle is a real thing. And I think music's obviously helped you guys like transition a bit. Like, there's those phrases they use, PTSD, and then there's also like survivor's remorse, innit? So like when you guys, and we'll get more into like the music and you know you guys come up, but you guys being from where you're from, like there's not too many who are known for music. Do you know what I mean? I won't say there's a jealousy. Do you ever feel like, right, like I got to carry a lot more because it's us two now is having to try to be the ones that kind of do it for the block or even for the family, bro. Like it's like you guys are the ones who've been given that task of like, yeah, man, it's you, man, who's gonna do it now. How do you guys take on that kind of like pressure, or how do you internalize it?
For me, it used to get, bro, like I go through mixed stages, bro. Like at the start, I wasn't really thinking like that. Do you know what I mean? But as it got more and more serious and we started going further in our career, I felt like I started to then look back and be like, yo, it could even be your own brethren, bro. You know what I mean? That was doing music before you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean, bro? And you've gone, like, that's not to say anyone ain't taking it serious, bro. It's just your thing's gone a bit further, you feel me? So, for man, I never used to get to man like that. I would definitely think on it, like, raw, like, now I feel like I can't, if I stop, that's almost worse. Because it's like you're almost taking, I don't want to use these certain words, bro, but I can't find other words you get it. But you don't want to, like, you know what I'm saying, take somebody's, like, it could be their dream, for you know, bro. Yeah, it might be something that to the outside looking in, to them it's a hobby. But to them behind closed doors, that could be their dream, bro. To be in the position where you're at, you get it? And you're doing it. I think, like, raw, man can't take this for granted, car. There's man from man's block, bro, that want to do music, bro. Do you feel me? It's man, not even just from man's block. There's man in the surrounding areas that want to do music, bro. And the harsh reality of it is, bro, not everyone's gonna make it, bro. In music, bro. You get me? So I definitely have some sort of, I don't know what the feeling is, but I definitely have a feeling towards that, like, raw, like, man can't stop at all. Because there's people that want this and are hungry, bro. You feel me? When we were lucky enough to do, I won't even say lucky enough, bro, because we put in the work. It was fortunate enough. You get me?
And what about you though?
I feel like a lot of the times it looks better than it is as well. So we're out there doing our thing, whatever. But one thing about us, we're consistently back to the block. Like once after touring that, one's going on tour, all these hundreds of thousands of fans, and then that night, man, going back to the estate to go to bed. So it's like, it's as much as people think you made it because you're popular, we ain't made it in that sense because we're still about and we're still doing the ones and twos. And then it's like, cool. There's also that thing of still being in that environment to show people I ain't left you. But that's toxic because it's like, those people are the ones that need to be pushing you out of the environment. Like, brother, I don't know why you're still here. you need to be doing this and this, like make that change. But when you do that off your own accord, people start saying you're moving funny. And it's like, oh, but when we're all still in the same environment, I'm not moving funny. It's all yeah, and everything's Gucci. So you have to look at your friendship groups and look at the people that do say, bro, I don't even know why you're still here. You need to pattern up and do this and this, bro. The people that say that are the ones that have the good intentions for you. The ones that want to keep you in the same position, I don't think they have them same intentions. And like, yeah, so there's that feeling of when you try to pattern up and do things a certain way, people turn around and they look at that negatively. So what you're saying about survivor's guilt, and not survivor's guilt, sorry, survivor's remorse, survivor's guilt. Not really, because I don't think we're there yet. I think we're working towards it and we have the potential, but from you're still seeing us about on the block and things like that, we're in the same position, my bro, because anyone can pull up and something can happen. It's just that there's potential, and the people that I rock with the most is the people that help me remember that potential and not try to trick me out my position for whatever, and then that's me done. And now at least, well, boy, we're all in the same position again.
Yeah, just another story, innit?
Just another story.
You know, as you guys describe it, yeah, I think for the listeners, it's like, bro, like, progress isn't supposed to look like that. You see, like in life, when it's like, okay, cool, you're gonna do this, you should go to school, you go to college, go uni, get a job. The other things, like all the things that's linked to progress. I see 50 said it one time, said we pray for money, wealth, this and whatever. He said, what you don't know, what comes with it is jealousy, envy, hate, like that comes with success. But we just think it's one part. So even hearing like, raw, like I've gone and performed, then I'm back to the same place. And people just not being able to make the adjustments to you guys adjusting your positions in music. Do you feel like you both got it the same? Because you lot are probably like different characters, different personalities, or like who's the more extravagant one out of you two?
I think it depends.
Yeah, so it's really one of those ones, isn't it?
Yeah, because none of us are like super hyper or something, you know what I mean? Like just like, but in different environments, we behave differently. If I got a bit of drink, I might be a bit more chatty, you know, but vice versa, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's, but yeah, I thought we're the same in a lot of elements and then different in other elements. So it's a bit, there's a lot of entitlement, I'll be honest. It's expected.
Did you think did you know it was going to be like that before though? Did you guys?
I think personally, that wasn't the plan. The plan weren't to sit down and let's do this thing and go crazy in the music industry. We were just doing what we're doing because at the end of the day, everyone's trying a thing. So certain men are doing bud, certain men are doing this and that. Coming up in the end, you're just trying to think, cool, let's just do that. What else have we got going on? Boom, boom, we're not even pennying it. So when it's starting to make sense now and starting to build up the traction, it's like, it's all catching a man off guard, you know? And then you don't really think of the implications of that. And I can honestly say I'm a victim of this myself, whereby I'll look at somebody doing well and start to assume how good they are for something. I always take a step back and be like, but I don't know their situation, so I never hold them to that. But it's very easy to do. A lot of people sit there and calculate how much money you've made from a freestyle. Because they'll be like, yeah, that freestyle got 10 million views. YouTube, even if they paid $5 for 1 million views, that's still, he's got £5.
I start doing the average.
So I need £200 to, let's say, sort out a car, yeah. I need £200. I know my brethren got 5 bags the other day from this pattern. Yeah. He can spare me £200. He must can, because I just seen him go out the other night. There was bottles at his table, so he probably bought some bottles. Then I've seen him buy some new trainers on Snapchat. So he was shouting people for trainers, so he has that money. Then I've seen him do this, that. So he definitely can spare me £2. And if he don't, he's a weirdo. yo, my bro, let me get that. And then you're like, that's all of a next man's assumption on how you've patterned your finances. You get me? So even if I was to run into 50 quid, I can't spend it how I want to spend it, because now it looks mad. That's the sort of environment I'm talking about. Like everything you do, and if we're being 100% honest, I haven't experienced this myself, but anyone can tell you, even if you do give money to this place and that place and that place, people still ain't gonna be grateful. They're just gonna want more. And the moment you stop funding people, they flip on you. So I've heard the story 1,000 times, but my main thing is the whole assumption thing, innit? Looking at somebody's and assuming they're this popular, they get this, this, and assuming how they can benefit your life off of some, we're from the same place, this. And I don't know who said it, it might have been Fumes, yeah. It was like, you never even used to ask me for money before. So how do you know I've changed? Because if you asked me back in the day, I might have still said no. So now that I've said no, now you're saying I've changed. How do you know? You never even used to ask me for money. So, you know what I mean? But in terms of helping my friends and that, I do that selfless. Like, I don't even think about it. Like, that's just me. It's not, you know what I mean? Let's like just, if somebody needs a pattern and I'm willing and I'm able to do it, I'll do it. If I'm not able to do it, I'll let them know it can't run. And my brethren would understand that. If you don't understand that, then you're not my brethren. Because there's no situation where I need to lie to you and pretend that I can't help you out if you're in a situation of need.
Here's another thing, bro. Like when you guys first started to cut through, yeah, and you started to see like, the motions, like, you know, the first time you get an emotion, did you think, yo, like, bro, like, we're clear? Or did you think, wait, hold on, like, there's still work to be done? Because you guys are still in drill, like how old you guys are, you're still you're young men still. Do you get me? Like you guys were in it from like kind of young still. So it's like, did you think like, wow, like we're cutting through, we're gone? And then the next question after that would be like, why do you think at those times when things were going forward and the motion was there, why it didn't go to the next level?
I don't know about you, but for man, I've only had one moment like that. And from then, I've always said I'm never gonna tell myself again or just say it out loud like, yeah, man's made it. Because there's always work to be done, bro. So for me, it will probably be this first, not even first tour, because first tour was brazy. Good experience, I was like, raw. But I think it was Coco London doing that performance. The tour was mad, but it was that performance and seeing it on the newspapers. 5-star rating on the Guardian. It was a 4-star. We can't gas it like that. It was a 4-star, but Guardian rating man's thing 4-star, brazy. So yeah, this is mad, bro. I think that's for that. Like that point for me was like, yeah, man's made it. That's on got Mardukes all laminating the newspaper and that. You get it, it was a proud moment. I'm saying, brother, we made it. We made it. And then it all come crashing down from the injunction right after that. Like, no, that was before.
That was the breach.
There was the breach for the injunction. Like, that's when I realized this thing is real. And they're using even the little things. So we're thinking we're avoiding major problems on this injunction. It's the little things they're picking up and try to give us they gave us suspended sentences off of that. Like, this is all just all performing a song that they felt like we worked so like, yeah. But people paid for this, bro. But yeah, that second tour is definitely a we made it moment. You get me? But there's always work to be done. Always got to push through. At the end of the day, I've always said like the injunction was part of the story, innit? It's not the end of the story, it's part of the story. You never know when things are gonna pick back up. All you can do is keep pushing our own motion. We came up of our own motion. There was no formula, no blueprint. So anytime things get over your head, back to the basics. That's all we know.
back to the basics, back to the love of the music, back to doing things unorthodox, because that's what I want to do. I had a Valentine's Day, I released a Valentine's Day EP yesterday. I wanted to do that. Does it go with my brand? No. My brand's no lotion, all of that business, all of that jazz. And I've done it anyway because I wanted to do that. I like the songs that were there and I've released it. That's what we're getting back to. I don't care if in a year we got 7 mixtapes. People are like, oh no, that you shouldn't do that. You're oversaturating. You should do 2 mixtapes in a year max. I don't care what you're meant to do. I know what I'm doing and I'm releasing music, and the fans and supporters that support me are gonna like that, and they're gonna listen to the tunes and support me in that sense. So back then, when we're releasing a video nearly every 2 weeks, nobody's doing that because that's not the way to do it. I don't care about all of that. And then that got us so much motion and so much traction in a short period of time. And enjoying being an artist. I feel like there was a lot of time where...
Did you lose love out of the music at a time?
Pardon?
100%.
Did you lose love?
Yeah, of course.
100%,
of course.
bro.
Of course.
100%.
That's a real thing, bro.
Of course.
Well, what do you feel brought that about?
Everything. It was a chore. It became a chore.
It's not it's become a job now. Like it's not like what bro said earlier. We never started doing music thinking like, yeah, this is where it's gonna go. Like we're just doing it, bro. So as things are starting to, happen and that, it just it became more serious. But then the love for it just disappeared, bro.
Is that? I'll be real. Is that based? Okay, streets, whatever. That's one thing. Ends. That's another. That's always going to be there. Yeah. Is it that the business just didn't seem to be making sense at that point? Like
that, and just being complacent as well. You get me? Yeah, bro. Like if we're keeping it a buck, bro, you're in control of your own destiny, bro. You get it? So when you're not putting in the work, bro, you can't expect nothing to be popping, bro. But where it was tricky for me and bro because we're one of the most popping. So it's like, and we didn't have to do a lot. Like we done enough, but we didn't have to do bad. Like, bro, do you know how much like other artists got to do, bro, to get to a certain level that we was getting to so quickly, like in a year or two. It's a mad thing, bro. And we done that off of like less than 15 songs.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, cool. When man's doing all of these things now, man can't, bro, I've all forgot my point. It's like, man can't do all of these things, bro, and forget.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm trying to say.
I feel like as well, like it was demotivating, innit?
Yeah. Like,
at the end of the day, we're in recoup. First of all, we're in recoup mode, meaning the advances we got are being recouped. So we're not touching none of that money, none of the streams. So we're popular, very popular, touring and that. But the only money we're getting is from everything outside of streams and DSPs, YouTube. We're not getting none of that money. So a time where shows have been stopped, then you're looking at it like, what am I doing? Anything I'm releasing right now, because we're still in, when the injunction came, we're still tied in with the deal that we had. So anything we're releasing is part of that deal, is the money don't come to us. So after that deal finished and whatnot, we're looking at a situation where we can't perform. So all these videos you think you're gonna be doing frequently is coming out of your pocket. Now, if you wanna release 6 videos and each of them minimum you're putting 2 to 5 quid, it's not realistic anymore, is it? Because the money in that angle's dried up and that recoup's gonna take a little sec. What was meant to keep you afloat was the shows, the brand deals, this. Brands were staying away from us because it was under a bad light because of the injunction. So, but now you're known as an artist. In the end, you're popping. This is you. You guys are popping. You got all the money.
That's the point I'm trying to get.
You don't got all the money. So that needs to happen. You need to make this and that happen. And it's like, well, the only way that can be sustained is to get more money. But the way we was doing it, evidently isn't an option anymore. So now our life has been back to the basics again. but yet everyone wants us to keep up this level of music. So as Skeng was saying, we can't blame on that situation, but now you understand why things slowed up. It's not because we didn't want to.
Yeah.
You've put us in a position where it's difficult. You get me? And the only other way to get it back to there is to probably sign the next mad deal that don't make sense, to get the advance and then be in that same cycle again for another 5 years.
Yeah.
So we've been thrown with, you're these super popular guys and rare, but the police have tactically or whatever, stopped our inflow of bread straight. That 100%. Like, there's no two ways about it. You've stopped that. Now, if you expect us to live off an advance that you've given us, that's not even 9 to 5 money, because in a year's period, that advance is not going to hold us. And if you know anything about us, when we got our first advance, we never went and got watches and rare. We linked Ice Jewels, we got a 1-2 Jewels, and then straight investments. And it's not mad bread. This is what I'm trying to get people to understand. Right now,
there was no money in the jewel drawer at that time. No one weren't getting more money, bro.
Nowadays, if it was now, that's a straight 6-figure deal for one mixtape. Straight, if the popularity and that was converted into these days. Those days, they were scratching. And I've never shied away from saying the first 2 Bunny tape, man got 5 bags. Never shied away from saying that, because that's the first time we've actually been introduced to money from music. Obviously, the next 2 deals were better than that. But initially, that's what we thought, hold on, we're going to studio to do 10 songs, 9 songs, and we're getting a quick £5. Let's go. Deal sorted, you know? But when you start to think about it, how's that going to sustain anybody? It doesn't. So that's kind of the things that used to irritate me, like everyone just assuming life's fancy and boom, boom, boom for man, and then still having obligations, so you have to do other things to fulfill those obligations. So when people seeing us cut through and still be able to go party and get bottles and do all these other things, they're thinking music money. Put some respect on my name, because what music money are you talking about? I've had to put in work to get my things. So the entitlement you have is bizarre to me, because there's nothing stopping you from doing what I'm doing, because it's not the music money. I'll tell you that for free. How I'm getting by and doing my 1s and 2s is because I've had to do what I've had to do. So, and that was the only option. Sink or swim, innit? We can either use that the money's dried up. What are you gonna do? Sit down and cry about it and be a bum, or make things click? But with making things click, too many people have opinions on what you have to do here and do there. So yeah, the music did slow down a bit, because we was focusing on family, providing and keeping up with the
Bro, that's cost of living, isn't it?
Yeah, bro, cost of living.
Just cost of living.
That's what we got to do
with life, bro.
It's life.
Everyone's in some
bro.
fairy tale world, bro.
Life is real life.
It's not a joke out here, bro.
So that was the opportunity cost, innit? And if I went back in time, there's nothing different I could have really done, if I'm being totally honest. All it would have been is we would have slapped out 6 videos that year, and they all would have been mid, because we're not investing what we needed to into the music at the time. And there's so many, because I know myself, I'm a very level-headed person, and in every situation I try and look for the best alternative and the best route. I know myself, and I know in those situations I weren't just saying, I'm just being lazy. No, you've been compromised, bro. You've been put in a position, and you have to do what you got to do. And unfortunately, it affected the rate that we was doing music. Now, we're not comfortable, we're in a position where we can fund our music career. And that's what we're doing now. That's how it's rolling.
Bro, you said investments, like what kind of investments were you doing then?
So yeah, back then, 2018 straight, went to AF, went Kenya, Uganda, you know the vibes, building projects, land, and land is like, you're putting money down and just waiting for it to grow. So it's not something that the ROI is just there and then, like in a year, you're getting the money back from that. No, that money's sitting down. So when you come back to the UK, luckily we got shows though. Shows are patterning us. That's how we're getting around that. So just even that business ventures. I went up to Manchester with a couple of my brethren, was trying to open a tire shop. Just looking at different things that
you're proper thinking about how to.
Yeah, but this ain't big money is what I'm trying to tell. This is under 100 bags. Obviously, people might say, yeah, 100 bags big. It was under 100 bags between 2 man and management. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's like starting up businesses with 10, 20 quid, like trying to invest 10, 20 quid. That money's not going to last you a year. Certain man are making 10 quid a month on drop shipping. So it's the popularity that confuses, like people confuse popularity with income. And as an artist, you have to find, how do I translate my popularity to income?
Bro, I would ask you, when you, not going into specifics, because like one thing I do know is that I remember that whole injunction, it was almost made as a big thing. I remember that time, yeah. But when you guys are, I won't say wake it up, when you're thinking, right, actually, wait, hold on. We're just basically like, wait 1 second. Oh, yeah. Yeah, when you basically got like, when you're looking at the deal, you start looking at the deal thinking, wait, hold on. Like this recruitment thing, actually, this is gonna take a while. You know, when you actually fully, after you got the bread and it's like, yeah, okay,
I'll let Skeng say his bit, but I'll say my bit quickly. Yeah.
By then it's too
I'll
late,
say my
bro.
bit quickly. I don't think we had a bad deal.
We didn't, bro. It's not.
I don't think we had a bad deal. We had like, ask anyone about a 50-50 deal. It's quite rare as well.
Not many men are getting that, bro.
We didn't have a bad deal.
And we're not with a major.
The only thing that was done a bit techie was maybe the spending, because we didn't really we knew, because let's not be silly. If somebody said, so what, where do you think the money came from to fly you out here?
Yeah.
They paid for us. No, that's coming out, but we're gonna have to recoup it. But that's the only thing that we didn't really deep. But in terms of pen to paper, this is your advance, this is the deal, this is the option, boom, 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 sweet, especially for that time. Nobody was looking at deals like that. Like, I'd say if we executed, anyway, there's no point saying because we didn't go for the option. But if we'd executed the option and everything in total, like we're looking at, so I ain't gonna say the amount, but 6 figures for 3 projects, which is decent. You know, these days guys are getting that for a single, but
by them time,
obviously we didn't execute the thing fully, so we didn't get the 6 figures. But what I'm trying to say is that was the deal on the table, so it was a good deal, a 50-50. We know the recoup's going to take a couple years, but that money would have at least been able to hold us while we got shows going on, bam, 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 and you just go on with your career, you know. But this is the part that people don't talk about when it comes to this music thing. Guys acting like, yeah, they got all this money and rare. It's a loan. At the end of the day, it's an advance. It's a loan. So yeah, you got signed and you got the money and you're flexing and you're showing your jewels and rah. You do have to work to make that money back. You know, if you had someone on the road that would have given you that money as a consignment and said, yeah, I'll give you 100 bags now, and then within your music career, pay me back. It's the same concept, you know, but they actually just take more off you. And yeah, I'll be real. So a lot of people just want to show that they've got into music. Now they got all this money and they're fly and rare. But you see if they don't hold up the end of their contract, how they're tied into them type of deal there. So it's just, it is, I feel like it's different strokes for different folks. If you know you're going to get the 100 bags for this deal and you know what you can do with that money and elevate your career to that next level, by all means, who can tell you that's a bad deal? But if you know that's not the case and you're going to burn the money the next day and be stressed out, then maybe a deal isn't the option for you. So you just got to weigh it up yourself and be realistic.
Both of us motivated each other, bro. Like, obviously the injunction finished. I came off license, so I had no conditions. Like, we were literally 3 men after a good few years, do you know what I mean? Like, no conditions whatsoever. It's like, brother, what are we doing? We hear every single day, yeah, you man are legends. You man's done this. Yeah, you man, all you man need to do is this. Drop music, do this, do that. From supporters, family, friends, do you know what I mean? Hearing that all the time, it's like, brother, we look at each other like, brother, what are we actually doing? It could be on a normal day, bro. Me and bro might just go out somewhere on a calm thing. And people are like, oh my days, like, we've just made their day. Them just seeing us. It's like little things like that. It's like, brother, we'll go back to the whip now and be like, bro, we need to start dropping music, bro. Like, what are we doing? And it got to a point where it's just like, we sat down on the phone and was like, nah, we're not coming off this phone to each other until we come up with a plan. This is what we're doing. This is how we're gonna do it. It's just like how we started the card. We got the text messages from 016 or whenever it was. Yo, bro, what are we doing to this music thing? Like, we need to take it serious. It's now or never. And we didn't look back.
Oh, man, got to big up our brethrens as well. My brother, everything. They are not letting us not do music. That's one of the main factors. They, like, to the point it'll get jarring. Like, brother, what are you doing? Why are you not going booth? What are you doing? Like, all of that. There's the option to not do music wasn't there for us. You get it? So to have people around you that believe in you to that extent, even when things ain't the rosiest, that's another factor. Then big up the supporters as well. Because you do feel that sometimes I get messages and I'm thinking, bro, how can my music do all of that for you?
Yeah.
But you do have that responsibility in a sense where you started this thing. They didn't ask me to do music, but now they're looking for more music from me. So it's like getting back into that zone where you're taking it back to basics. There's a relieving feeling about it because we don't care about their opinions anymore. We don't care about the numbers anymore. A lot of people in our position would do. They're afraid to pop down on the internet to do a project and it doesn't chart. I don't care about that. I'm doing music. And when it wants to kick, it's gonna kick. But I know my quality of music's good. I know what I'm doing and I enjoy what I'm doing. I'm gonna do that. And whoever wants to have their opinions, have your opinion. But that's not gonna stop me. It's not gonna affect what I got going on. Because I guarantee when the ball starts rolling again, that's when everyone knew, and that's when everyone's back on side. It's very, very fickle. Very, very fickle still. So in the process of grinding it out, and it might be a bit awkward, and nobody wants to be around. Nobody wants to be there for it. Nobody wants to be the one to say, and these men are going to do their thing, and then everyone's looking at it like, no, they're not. Like, look at that. Look, they just done that and they didn't do that. Nobody wants to take up that position. But when it starts making sense, no hard feelings. I know how it gets, but I know who's with me. And I know how we're gonna maneuver and operate, and I know who's gonna get my time and attention, and who weren't trying to hear it when things weren't looking great. So when it's looking great again, it's like, I ain't gonna stick out my neck for you. We ain't got a problem, but I'm not going out my way for you. And that's as simple as it is still. Back to the love of it, like I do feel a type of relieving feeling, because it's like I can do what I wanna do now. I don't care about their opinions really, and then we got the supporters that still back, man. If I had one fan, I'll still do music just for him or her. So let's get it.